Hello, everyone. Welcome to Yoga in Small Spaces with the Crack Yogi, me, Cheryl. It's April 2025, and for this month, for my weekly sessions, there's going to be one yoga practice a week, and it's basically going to be a nice combination of my style of teaching. It's for all levels. If you're noticing if there's anything I'm missing during these classes that you were looking for, maybe like you need a modification or a different variation of it, and I don't mention it in the class, just shoot me a message and I will do my best to give you suggestions on what to do. You can even do, I'd say, part of this class on a chair. If you have limited mobility, there are a few things that you can do. But the majority of this stuff will be done on a mat, on the ground, or we have quite a bit of standing in this one, so the chair could be used as balance to hold on to while you're going through these poses. So the difference between my class and other classes is when we're moving into the poses, I like to guide you along with myself in a way of the feel. What is going on? We're not just going to go settle into a movement or into a pose and hold. We're going to kind of play around with it before we move deeper into the pose for the hold. And I want you to learn how your body, the mechanisms, the mechanics of your individual body move with the practice, move with the poses. So we are going to start off in seated, easy pose. Again, I always find it funny that they call it that. If this is not accessible to you, you can have the legs extended. You can be sitting on a chair. You can even be seated on the heels. Just to let you know, we will be coming to the heels in a little bit. So if you feel like it would be too much to start seated on the heels, start off with legs extended or on a chair if you don't like seated with the legs crossed. I do suggest blocks or books for this, and you could also, like I said, have a chair. If you feel like you may need a bolster or a blanket for the knee section, more a blanket for support underneath the knees, you can have a blanket close by. So if you feel like you need to go grab those things, pause the video, go grab what you need, and then come back and join me. All right? So, starting off, seated position, hands resting gently on the legs, the knees, maybe cupped in front. Bringing that awareness of breath, awareness of what your natural breath is doing at this present moment. While you're sitting here in stillness, with that connection of the mind with the breath, how are you feeling physically at this moment? Just give yourself a little scan through the body, noticing if everything feels even. You feel more tilted to one side than the other. Are there any surprises on any aches or pains you weren't expecting? Or does everything just feel equal? I can be honest and let you know for myself, not feeling equal at the moment. A little bit of dull ache in my lower right side. If you've watched my other videos, you know this is a constant thing for me. But I know this, so I know how to approach it. I feel like I'm leaning more forward at this moment. So I'm just gonna bring my spine a little bit back, torso back. Release my shoulders a little bit further away from the ears. And just give a little lift to my chin, bring it a little bit more parallel with the ground. And bringing my ears more in line with the shoulder. So I feel a little bit of a gentle lift at the base of my skull. So where the spine meets the base of the skull, the occiput. I'm going to start with a very gentle seated cat and cow. So I'm going to slowly tuck my pelvis, rounding the spine. And before I go fully into that cow, just noticing my lower back, I'm just going to play with this a little bit. The tucking and a gentle, bringing my pelvis neutral. So I'm not tilting it. I'm just playing from a neutral position of my pelvis to a tuck. I'm going to close my eyes and invite you to join me with closing the eyes. But if that feels a little bit too much of a challenge, keep the eyes open. Slowly playing with this. And now I'm going to go a little bit deeper into my seated cow. So coming up more thoracic, so mid-spine, adding that rounding. And then into my cervical spine, I bring my chin in towards my chest. I'm just noticing the shift, maybe the pull into the muscles. And I'm going to slowly come out of it back to a neutral spine, neutral pelvis, neutral neck. Now coming into the opposite direction of the pelvis, I'm going to be tilting my pelvis as if someone's pulling my tailbone towards my couch behind me, and just focusing again on my lower back, so tailbone to lumbar spine. So I'm tilting and neutral. Tilting, neutral. And I'm just playing with this. There's no right or wrong. I just want you to kind of play around with this motion. And the last few times with me moving through this, I'm feeling a little bit of a staccato bumpy feeling coming into my left side of my pelvis, which is kind of neat. And now I'm going to come into a full cow. The first one was a cat. This is my cow. Tilting pelvis, opening up my heart, bringing my shoulder blades behind me. And I'm just going to give a little gentle tilt to my neck here, get a little opening to my throat, being very mindful of my neck. I could go a little bit further. And release. Back to neutral. I'm going to go through that motion 3 times. I'm going to turn sideways so you get a better visual of my movement here. Face my way towards the beautiful Gracie. All right. So nice and slow. I'm rounding everything to cat, so my pelvis is tucked. And then opening everything up, coming into a cow, nice and slow. 2 more. Rounding everything in. I invite you to close the eyes if it's comfortable. Coming into your cow. One more. Ooh. And then coming back to neutral. I'm going to extend my legs here just for a moment where I've been sitting a little bit longer. I'm going to face you again. I'm going to just cross my legs one more time. Just giving a nice movement to my shoulders up and then release. I'll do that 2 more times. Up. A little bit of muscle contraction here and release. 1 more. Up. Release. Now the opposite way as the shoulders going down. I find this one a little bit more tricky to engage those muscles coming down. So I just want to pull my shoulders down and release. Pull down. Release. 1 more. Pull. And release. Take a deep breath in. Through the mouth, exhale. Return to your natural breath. We're going to make our way to our knees. So I had mentioned if you want a blanket or a towel, I didn't say towel, but a towel is doable also. If you have really sensitive knees and it's just too much compression with kneeling, you can put a blanket underneath the knees, or I can even suggest bringing that blanket underneath the shins, and then there's less pressure on the knees, okay? So I'm just going to remove my blanket because I don't need it right now. I'm going to have my knees hip width apart. And I'm just going to gently lean back. And then come gently forwards. It's a little movement. For some of us, it might be even smaller. But I'm just noticing my mobility here on the lean back. Noticing when I get to about here, the pull's getting pretty deep into the hamstrings. Forward. I'm going to do 1 more. Gently leaning back. And forward. I'm going to bring my sit bones back, my buttocks back to my heels. Now, we're going to come into camel. I'm going to come into a variation of camel, just where I bring my hands back. If you want blocks underneath the hands, you can have blocks. If you want, hands can be where the fingers are pointing away or fingers are pointing towards, okay? And just a simple, gentle movement here. Gently lift the sit bones and then release. So for me, noticing this very much inner thigh, front thigh, lifting. I also notice this between my biceps and triceps, going into the shoulders, release. I'm going to do 1 more here. And I'm actually going to hold it for 3 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Feeling this in my lower back. I am engaging my glutes here. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Breath in. And breath out. Going to release. Bring myself forward, up onto my heels. Notice that a lot in my lower back. So I'm just going to do a little bit of cat and cow here. Nice and smooth and gentle. One more. It just feels really good getting that little release into the lower right side. Feeling a little bit of a burn in my hamstrings. Coming back to neutral. I'm going to come into neck circles or neck stretches. I'm going to come back to facing you. If it's too intense to be on your heels, you can change your legs. I always love to implement the neck work in my practice. I have it in mostly every practice I do for myself, just because of my mobility issues with my neck. And I've noticed I've been gaining mobility with the more TLC I've been giving to my neck, taking that fear and anxiety out of moving it, just learning how to move it in a safe, mindful way. So, sitting with the torso lengthened, but a nice natural lengthening. I'm going to bring my chin towards my chest, making sure my shoulders are relaxed away from the ears. And right here, I'm just going to play with this for a second, starting to feel a gentle pull on the right side. And now I'm going to dip the head back to what feels good for my neck, where I have control of the breath. I'm not straining. 2 more. Forward. And again, I love to close my eyes because it takes that visual away and I can just internalize here and feel. Back. Forward. And back. Coming back to center. Now I'm going to going right to left. Gently turning my head to the right. Pause. Ooh. Turning to the left. Pause. 2 more. Go at your pace, or you can go mine. Just felt like a little snap in my neck, but a good release. Turning to the left. 1 more. Rotate to the right. Rotate to the left. Then come back to center. Neck circles. I'm going to do 3 in one direction, then 3 in the other direction. I do this nice and slow and to what the mobility and range of motion is of my neck. So listen to your neck. Don't be pulling it and forcing it into something that does not feel right. So to start, bringing the chin to the chest. I'm going to just start going to the right, nice and slow. This is where usually I feel like a block comes in the way. Ooh, there we are. I'm going to go do 2 more of those. There's 1 more. I don't think I lost count. It's right around there. Ooh, I'm just pausing for a moment to kind of feel why. Oh, sorry. My poor neck. It's okay. Here we go. I know you can't hear what I'm hearing. It's hilarious when you can hear all the cracking happening into your body, but no one else can hear it. And now I'm going to go to the left. Rotating to the left. That's 1. usually something will happen when I come to the right. No. Way more mobility than I usually have. Getting more fluid in the range of motion of my neck. Here we go, back to center. So from here, we're going to go into a little bit of a movement from a low lunge to a hamstring stretch. But we're taking our time on the transition between the two. I like to use a block or have the blocks close by. I'm going to start with my right leg forward. So I'm going to turn this way, have my blocks on either side of my mat. And I'm bringing my right foot forward. Again, because that back knee is down on the mat, put a blanket underneath it if there's issues going on there, or right underneath the shin so there's no pressure on the knee at all. So here's my low lunge. And I'm just rising a little bit and then gently sinking and noticing sensation, felt awareness, observation. So again, for myself, this is definitely more lower right QL, quadratus laborium. I'm saying that wrong. I know I am. QL. Maybe some piriformis muscle, one of the muscles within the glutes. But not really feeling discomfort, starting to feel a pull, inner left pelvis. So now I'm just going to hold this for a moment. I did say there's going to be a transition between two poses, but first we're going to work into those two poses and then work between them. The longer I hold this, the more I'm feeling in the left pelvis and groin. It is tight, but a good tight. I did go for a run this morning, so I'm going to send my sit bones back just slowly, noticing really slow transition to going into that right front leg, hamstring, and calf and shin. But I'm not going to point the foot yet. I'm doing this in little micro sections. I shouldn't say micro, just little sections. So I'm forward and I'm coming back. I'm just noticing where I start feeling the stretch. And at first I actually get it more within the shin, lower shin, into my upper outside hamstring, into the glute. Sending back a little bit. I'm going to walk my blocks back a little bit more, bringing my torso up, flexing right foot, pointing, flexing, pointing. One more flex. Now I'm going to come forward to a lunge, leaving my blocks where they are, arms up, and then transitioning to the hamstring stretch. Your hands can come on the blocks, or you can bring the arms behind, or the hands can just stay on the blocks. Just a gentle rocking here. I'm noticing when I come into the hamstring stretch and I bring my torso forward, really pulls more deeply into the hamstring and glute. So it's not a bad stretch, but I know if I go any further, it's going to be where I don't have control of my breath. I'm going to do one more of these. And then I'm going to use the blocks to help with my hamstring stretch. Hold here, okay? Inhale. Exhale. Breath in.
breath out. One more, inhale and exhale. I'm going to come out of this, tuck my left toes, bring my blocks in front just for a little bit of help for balance. You may not need it. Bringing my feet to about a 45-degree angle, sinking my hips down, bringing my torso up. I'm now in goddess. Just this gentle pulsation. You can be on a chair for this. I'm going to allow myself to come up, arms coming out to a T. Swiggle my hips side to side gently. For me, pull inner thigh on both legs. We're just going to flow between goddess and star 3 times. Arms you can bring to prayer when we come down to goddess, and then out to a star coming up, or you can have hands on the hips, okay? So goddess, sumo squat. Gently extending legs, but don't lock the knees to star. 2 more. Goddess, sumo squat. Up. 1 more. Goddess. And up. Bringing the arms down, folding forward, turn the toes towards the front, and just a gentle forward fold here. I like to have the blocks for this. As I exhale gently forward, inhale, lengthen. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. I'm going to turn left toes to the front, bringing my blocks to the side, to the left, right heel up, coming in to that lunge on the left now. And I'm just gently moving my hips front to back. I'm going to untuck my right toes. If you prefer to have them tucked, you can have them tucked. Just noticing what I'm feeling. And so it's neat to learn right side to left, left to right. I'm not getting any pull on my lower left side, QL, or into my glute, which I knew I was gonna feel, but you never know. There could always be some surprises. I am still a little bit tight, inner left thigh, pelvis, groin. Now I'm going to settle into my lunge here. Nice smooth breath. And I'm going to play just that slow transition from the lunge to transitioning to the hamstring stretch, but just a small portion of the movement, nice and slow. So sending sit bones back, noticing what I'm feeling, walking my blocks just a little bit further back, keeping my left foot totally onto the mat. So I can feel this more on my left shin. Not a lot going on in my left hamstring. Very interesting in left glute. Like I said, I'll do this a few times. I'm going to do it one more time. And now setting back a little bit further and engaging, there's a stretch in my hamstring. Point and flexion of the left foot. And just, I'm feeling the shift of sensation throughout my whole left leg, even my left ankle. It's a little bit of cracking going on there. What are you feeling? And now I'm going to transition between the two poses. Nice little gentle flow. Sending my sit bones forward, arms up. Remember, you don't have to use the arms. And then coming back to the hamstring stretch. Arms come back. I bow forward, trying to keep lengthening in my spine. It's funny because my right hip is wanting to pull back with this a little bit further. I'm just noticing when this happens. About here. Do 2 more. Here's my last one. Gonna bring my hands onto the blocks just for an aid. Lengthen spine, left foot is flexed, and I'm gently folding forward here. Can I bring my occiput here, like a lift to my occiput so I'm not cranking my neck? Inhale and exhale. Breath in and breath out. One more breath in, breath out. Bringing that left foot back on the mat, and I'm just turning my body, toes facing the same direction towards you guys, the viewer, lengthening and folding. Lengthening and folding. One more. Lift and fold. Now I'm going to bring my feet in a little bit closer. Turn my toes out more to a 45-degree angle. Have my hips engage, knees engage, coming up into goddess. Star, ooh, feel some staccatos on the left. Still a little bit, I haven't had a release. Goddess, in the pelvis. Goddess, star. Goddess. One more, and star. Goddess. You have a little bounce here. You can gently rock side to side, even engaging the movement of the feet, where the toes lift from side to side, rocking on the sole of the feet. Then come to center. Straighten the knees, arms down, heel, toe, feet in. Just going to move my blocks for a moment. Just going to get a nice side stretch here. I'm going to leave my right hand on the right side of the body. And first, and left arm on left side of the body. I'm just going to gently glide my right hand down, making sure my left shoulder doesn't rotate in. Noticing where my neck feels good. Oh, a little stuck there, so I'm just going to come up gently, just a little bit, and just play with this. And a nice stretch on the left side. Compression, good compression on the right. And then I'm just going to hold the stretch, but I'm adding in my left arm just because it feels okay. It's okay on my left shoulder. And from here, just a gentle rocking of my neck and making sure my left shoulder doesn't collapse to center. It's held back, but it's comfortable. If you're starting to see stars, you probably have a pinched nerve. Drop that arm down. Releasing left arm, releasing the stretch. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Moving to the other side. Left hand's gently gliding down the left thigh. Right arm stays nice and loose on the right. And I'm just going to kind of play with this, a gentle rocking. Rock the baby. Where are you feeling this? Where are things starting to almost hold because they're not sure what's happening? So I notice my left shoulder want to lock up. I'm just going to allow it to go neutral. Sorry, my right shoulder locked up. I think I said left. Now I'm going to go into the stretch where I have control of the breath. I'm going to raise my right arm up and over again. If this doesn't feel good on the right shoulder, bring that arm back down. And now just rotating my neck nice and slow. Looking down, rotating up. I actually like to do this with my eyes closed. If you're getting dizzy, please take it out. Making sure my right shoulder stays back. I noticed it was starting to round in to center. And then slowly coming up, releasing my right arm down. I'm going to take a deep breath in. Exhale. Breath in. And breath out. Feels so good. I'm going to just make my way back down to the floor, taking my time. Coming down onto my back. Noticing my ponytail is in the way, so I'm just going to take it out for now. I'm going to shift my hips to the right and just allow my knees to come down to the left. Arms are at a T or a cactus. Bringing my knees back up to center. Arms back down alongside the body as an anchor. I'm going to shift my hips to the left and then allow my knees to come down to the right. Again, arms are either at T or cactus. I don't know if you can hear that wind. It's pretty windy here today. It's one of our last days here in Niland, California. I like to leave the windows open for you to see that blue sky and palm trees, desert landscape. It's so windy, it's shaking our RV. I'm going to come back to center, knees back up to center, shift my hips center, and then extend my legs. Arms can be about a 45-degree angle from the body, or if you prefer, you can have your hands on the belly for just that visual or sensation connection of feel to breath. We're going to rest here for about 10 to 15 breaths. Bringing awareness back to your physical being. Maybe wiggling the toes, wiggling the fingers. Turning your head side to side in a nice slow, no motion. Then bringing the neck back to neutral. Wiggle the legs a little bit if you'd like. I like to bring the knees in towards my belly, nice and slow. Rocking gently side to side. You may feel like you need to do something else. And I'm going to just make my way onto my right to push my way up to a seated position. Just becoming centered, neutral, relaxed. Bringing the palms together in front of the heart to Anjuli Mudra, right palm to left, left to right. And I just love to do this at the end of a class. Feel that beautiful connection from each side of the body. Just give a gentle push of the palms and fingertips together and feel that shift of energy going up into the arms, allowing the shoulders to relax away from the ears, and then feel a beautiful lengthening to the spine. Release the push of the palms, but allow the palms to stay connected. Take a nice deep breath in, holding it at the top. Through the mouth, completely relax and release. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this session and are starting to learn how to connect the dots on what your inner feel is, your soma. Until next time, have a beautiful day, fantastic week, fantastic month. Be kind to yourself and others. See you next time. Bye.